And the ratings have come out for said WNBA playoff games that no longer have Caitlin Clark involved.
The WNBA playoffs just took a wild turn. Ratings dropped by nearly 80% after Caitlin Clark's playoff exit. Attendance got halved. No one watched the media-appointed league MVP. Now, A'ja Wilson is pointing fingers at Clark's fans, claiming she's being bullied. But is there more to this story? Let's break down what Wilson is saying. And spoiler alert, she's playing the victim. The Las Vegas Aces, once the WNBA's powerhouse and back-to-back champions, crumbled in the playoffs. Their second-round exit shocked analysts but clearly anticipated by fans. At the center of this storm, A'ja Wilson, the team's star and three-time MVP. Known for her confidence on the court, Wilson's reaction to the defeat left everyone stunned.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate, because that's how I get the best out of my team.
In a surprising twist, Wilson claimed she was being bullied by Caitlin Clark's fans. Yes, you heard that right. An MVP feeling victimized by young basketball enthusiasts. The shockwaves are still rippling through the league. But here's the burning question. Is Wilson really the victim in this story? Or is there more she's not telling us? Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go.
I don't want to be great for you guys. No offense. But I want to be great for my team. I want to be great for this franchise.
As Wilson cries foul, a more pressing question emerges. Why did millions of viewers suddenly lose interest in the WNBA playoffs? The answer lies with a young phenom who got controversially eliminated in the first round. Enter Caitlin Clark, the freshman sensation who took the basketball world by storm. Her impact on the WNBA was immediate and undeniable. With her electrifying play and charismatic presence, Clark didn't just attract fans. She created a whole new audience for women's basketball. Her brief appearance in the WNBA playoffs sent ratings soaring, bringing unprecedented attention to the league. The Fever vs. Sun Game 2 with Caitlin Clark peaked at 3.4 million, higher than all games of the 2023 WNBA Finals combined.
Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers, was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down, but attendance was as well.
But what goes up must come down. When Clark's team was eliminated, the fallout was dramatic. Ratings for the Aces Liberty series plummeted by 50%, and the Lynx Sun series collapsed by a staggering 80%, leaving the league and its stars in shock. Attendance at games was cut in half. It was as if someone had flipped a switch, turning off the spotlight that Clark had brought to the WNBA. This sudden drop exposed a harsh reality. The league's popularity had become heavily dependent on a single player. But this is not just about Caitlin. It's about what she represented. A type of basketball that is fun, fast-paced, and exciting for the fans. It's also about the type of basketball that is fair and focused on skill, instead of unsafe play and shady refereeing. For established players like A'ja Wilson, this was a bitter pill to swallow. Wilson, a three-time MVP in the face of the Las Vegas Aces, found herself playing to smaller crowds and lower ratings despite her performances.
Let me speak for every one of those fans when I say I will put my time, my effort, my enjoyment into whatever makes me happy. I enjoy watching her play, and that makes me happy.
The contrast couldn't be more stark. During Clark's games, the energy was palpable, the stands were packed, and social media buzzed with excitement. After her exit, the playoffs felt flat, lacking the electricity that had made them must-watch TV just days before.
That's what's called being a consumer. You get to buy what you want to purchase.
This dramatic shift in viewership didn't just affect the numbers. It struck at the heart of the league's established order. Wilson, who had been the center of attention for years, suddenly found herself overshadowed by a rookie who wasn't even playing anymore. It's a situation that would test anyone's ego, let alone that of a reigning MVP. But here's where things get complicated. Earlier in the season, Wilson had made some controversial comments. She spoke about privilege.
Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, but, like, she understands her privilege. It's like what pushes her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
Many interpreted this as thinly veiled shots at the rising star that's about to enter the league. At the time, These comments sparked debate, but now they've taken on a new significance.
I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard.
And let's not get started on the winning is not for everybody commercial. Guess what? I guess winning is not for you too this year. In light of the ratings collapse, Wilson's words seem less like confident assertions and more like preemptive strikes against a threat she saw coming. It's as if she sensed the shift in the wind and tried to stake her claim as the league's top dog before Clark could take that spot. Now, with the playoffs continuing and viewership down, Wilson finds herself in an uncomfortable position. The very fans she seemed to dismiss earlier in the season, Caitlin Clark supporters, are the ones the league desperately needs. It's a classic case of be careful what you wish for. This brings us to Wilson's recent claims of being bullied by Clark's fans. Is this a genuine concern from a player feeling the pressure of a changing landscape? Or is it a reaction to feeling overshadowed? An attempt to regain the spotlight that has shifted away from her?
Should your scenario take place, Jason, and it steadily declines, I wonder, this actually needs to be studied. What other sports league has diminishing ratings as you get closer to the championship? That would actually embolden the argument that there's a certain guard that now plays in Indiana truly should be the logo of that league.
The answer isn't simple. On one hand, online harassment is a real issue that many public figures face. On the other, Wilson's history of comments about Clark and her privilege casts a shadow over these claims. It's hard not to see a connection between her earlier dismissiveness and her current complaints. What's clear is that the WNBA is at a crossroads. The Caitlin Clark effect has exposed both the league's potential for growth and its vulnerabilities. It's shown that there's a massive audience out there for women's basketball, but also that this audience demands exciting play but fair play, where players and officials are held accountable to high standards so that fans can focus on the product on the court instead of all the drama off the court. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
Fever on a great season. I don't think anybody expected them to make the playoffs after starting 1-8. They had a tremendous second half of the season. That Olympic break was much needed. But Caitlin Clark, she just completely changed around the WNBA culture, and she completely changed around the Indiana Fever's culture for the future. And the future is bright for the Indiana Fever. And I'm so happy that, Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA.
While fans clamor for on-court excitement, some WNBA stars seem more interested in off-court fame. But at what cost? The Las Vegas Aces' stunning playoff collapse reveals a team torn between Instagram likes and championship rings. Could this be the wake-up call the league desperately needs? Aces coach Becky Hammon didn't mince words when addressing her team's performance. She emphasized the importance of focus and discipline, something that her team lacked and that the New York Liberty demonstrated all throughout the year. This comparison highlights the stark contrast between a team driven by redemption and one potentially distracted by the trappings of success.
The whole league has been pissed off for the last 8 months, and my players are in commercials and this and that and being freaking celebrities, and you get distracted.
The Aces' defensive decline this season is particularly telling. After leading the league in defense last year, they've slipped to 5th place. Hammon attributed this drop-off to a lack of effort and focus, stating bluntly, "We haven't had the edge all year." This admission from the coach paints a picture of a team that may have lost sight of what brought them success in the first place. Individual performances in crucial playoff games further illustrate this point. Kelsey Plum, a key player for the Aces, struggled significantly. In Game 2 against the Liberty, Plum managed just 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting, prompting Hammond to call her out during a timeout. This moment encapsulates the frustration of a coach watching her star players underperform when it matters most.
I don't want to be mad at us. And that's what it was. It was Aces versus Aces tonight. We were beating ourselves.
The team's collective struggles were evident in their shooting percentages. In their final playoff game, the Aces shot a dismal 32.8%. Even Wilson's MVP-caliber performances throughout the season couldn't salvage the situation. Hammond's assessment was brutal. The amount of layups we gave up was obscene. This statement underscores a fundamental breakdown in the team's defensive discipline and focus. Hammond's acknowledgement that we're not doing what we need to do to win basketball games, not at a high enough level, speaks volumes. It suggests a team that may have become complacent, perhaps too comfortable with their past success and current status. The coach's admission that it's not going to be the same group probably next year hints at the potential consequences of this lack of focus.
Well, quite frankly, we haven't had the edge. Well, we found it the last month. I feel like we've gained a lot of ground, but the feel was different from the jump. And this is why three-peating is hard. Let's be real.
The Aces' early playoff exit can be attributed to a perfect storm of distractions, injuries, and poor shooting. But Hammond's comments suggest a deeper issue, a team that may have lost its hunger for success. You don't get to flip a switch, she warned, emphasizing that the work and the commitment and the buy-in will always show up in the end.
It's not the way this works. You don't get to flip a switch. It's the beautiful thing about sports, actually. The work and the commitment and the buy-in and the play hard and the want to and the will always show up in the end.
This situation presents a stark contrast to the approach of players like Caitlin Clark. While the Aces struggled with focus and consistency, Clark has demonstrated a relentless drive to improve and succeed. Her dedication to her craft and ability to handle pressure have made her a fan favorite and a rising star in women's basketball.
But make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
The Aces story serves as a cautionary tale for all professional athletes. It highlights the delicate balance between enjoying the fruits of success and maintaining the hunger and discipline that led to that success in the first place. As the WNBA continues to grow in popularity, players will face increasing pressure to build their personal brands and capitalize on their fame. The challenge lies in doing so without losing sight of their primary goal, excellence on the court. Fame can be a double-edged sword, especially in the world of women's basketball. While some players thrive under intense scrutiny, others falter. The recent playoff drama exposes a growing divide between those who let the pressure define them and those who use it as fuel. The contrasting reactions of A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark to criticism and challenges have become a focal point in the WNBA, revealing much about their characters and approach to the game.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
Wilson, a three-time MVP in the face of the Las Vegas Aces, has found herself in unfamiliar territory. Despite her impressive accolades, she's struggling with the spotlight shifting away from her. Her recent comments about feeling bullied by Caitlin Clark's fans in Indiana have raised eyebrows across the league. I dreaded being in Indiana. Not because it was like the city or nothing. It was just like, I just don't want no stuff to pop off, Wilson stated, painting a picture of a player uncomfortable with the changing dynamics of fan support. Let's take a look at the Indiana fans. Are they really that scary?
I came to see Caitlin Clark tonight.
Oh, gotta watch number 22.
I've been watching Caitlin for a couple of years, and since then I've dreamed about coming to a game.
This discomfort stands in stark contrast to Caitlin Clark's approach. Throughout her rookie season, Clark has faced immense pressure and expectations, yet she's consistently let her game do the talking, focusing on improvement and team success rather than personal grievances. Her resilience in the face of scrutiny has not only won her fans, but has also set a new standard for how young players can handle the pressures of professional sports.
But she also did it with the spotlight on her at a very young age. Fame is hitting this young lady's life. And very, very rarely did I see a misstep or something that I wouldn't want to show my daughter. Literally every step of the way, it's just like, watch her, watch how she plays, watch how she handles her business.
The fan reaction to these two stars couldn't be more different. Clark's supporters have rallied around her, creating an electric atmosphere wherever she plays. On the other hand, Wilson's recent comments have been met with skepticism and criticism. One fan pointedly remarked, "Three-time MVP, a shoe deal, an Olympian, been in several commercials, has a statue outside of the University of South Carolina, and somehow still feels like a victim and ignored." This sentiment echoes a growing frustration with established players who seem to struggle with the emergence of new talent. Wilson's earlier comments about privilege in relation to players like Clark have come back to haunt her. These remarks, coupled with her recent complaints, have created a perception of a player more focused on maintaining her status than embracing the growth of the league. It's a stark reminder that in professional sports, how you handle success can be just as important as achieving it. The broader implications for the WNBA are significant. This controversy has sparked discussions about the need for changes in team dynamics and player safety. Fans are calling for a league that prioritizes exciting, fair play, and holds both players and officials to high standards. The contrast between Wilson's approach and Clark's resilience is forcing the league to confront questions about what kind of role models and leaders they want to promote.
Though it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, there was a lot of optimism. There was a lot of enthusiasm around, this is a new beginning, it's a new start. And I think it's great for our franchise, it's great for our fans, and we're excited to see who can join us and help us as we continue to move forward and continue to be a great standard in the WNBA.
The lessons from this saga are clear. Sportsmanship, focus, and resilience are not just admirable traits. They're essential for long-term success in professional sports. As the WNBA moves forward, the players who can embody these qualities both on and off the court will likely be the ones who shape the league's future and capture the hearts of fans. The WNBA stands at a crossroads. Wilson's controversy and Clark's impact have exposed deep-rooted issues in the league. Fans are demanding more than just star power. They want integrity, sportsmanship, and exciting basketball. This moment could reshape the WNBA's future, pushing for a culture that values team success over individual fame. As the league evolves, it's clear that true champions are made both on and off the court. Players who embrace fair competition, respect their opponents, and focus on improving their game will likely become the new faces of women's basketball. The contrast between Wilson's approach and Clark's resilience serves as a powerful lesson for aspiring athletes. For the WNBA to thrive, it needs players who can handle pressure with grace, inspire fans with their play, and lead by example. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.